Hey there, welcome back to Midlife and Glowing. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nicole. And since November is National Gratitude Month, today we're diving into one of the most powerful, simple practices we can bring into our lives: gratitude.
And let's be real, gratitude can sometimes feel like one of those fluffy things you read about on Pinterest or Instagram, but the truth is, it's actually one of the most scientifically backed ways to improve your health and well-being.
Yes, and for us, gratitude is also deeply personal. Our dad was such a model of this. He always shared what he called a thought of the day with us on the way to school, usually a positive quote or reflection. And looking back, it was such a grounding way to start the day, and I think it really planted the seeds in us about the importance of mindset.
So why gratitude and why now in midlife?
Well, midlife is a time when our hormones are shifting, our stress levels are often high, and many of us are juggling caregiving for kids, careers, and sometimes aging parents. It's easy to feel depleted. Gratitude, though, helps regulate that stress response.
Yes, and studies show that gratitude lowers cortisol, improves sleep, supports heart health, and even strengthens the immune system. These are huge for women in perimenopause and menopause.
And beyond the physical benefits, gratitude gives you perspective. Instead of focusing only on what's hard or what's changing, it pulls your attention back to what's still good, still working, still worth celebrating.
And that doesn't mean ignoring the tough stuff. It just means you're not letting the hard things drown out the moments of joy or the blessings in your life.
And really, gratitude doesn't just matter in midlife, it matters throughout your whole life. But I feel like in midlife, we finally have the space and capacity for more awareness. It's like your eyes are more open to what's around you, what's important in life, and how you want to feel. And really, gratitude is such a great feeling. So why not lean into it more?
Yes, totally. And at this stage, you've lived through some stuff. You've got perspective, and your priorities may have shifted. Gratitude really becomes front and center when you realize what matters most.
So let's geek out on the science for a minute, because that's my favorite. And gratitude is not just a mindset tool, it literally changes your brain.
Research shows that practicing gratitude activates the brain regions associated with dopamine and serotonin, and those are the feel-good neurotransmitters. So it's like a natural mood boost. There was a 2003 study by Dr. Robert Emmons and Dr. Michael McCullough, two of the leading gratitude researchers, that found people who keep a daily gratitude journal for just 10 weeks were 25% happier, reported fewer physical complaints, and even exercised more than the control group.
That's awesome. And there's also a study out of Indiana University where participants who wrote gratitude letters, not even sending them, just writing them, showed lasting changes in their brain activity 3 months later. Brain scans showed stronger activation in the medial prefrontal cortex, which is linked to decision-making and emotional regulation.
That's amazing. It's like gratitude rewires your brain.
Yeah. And here's another one. UC Davis researchers found that people who practice gratitude had 23% lower levels of cortisol, which is, as you know, is our main stress hormone. Lower cortisol means better sleep, better immunity, and even healthier weight regulation.
That's awesome. And let's not forget heart health. There was a study in patients with heart failure that showed those who practiced gratitude had better sleep, less fatigue, and lower inflammatory markers. So gratitude isn't just good for your mind, it literally strengthens your heart.
And one more I love, there's evidence that gratitude can boost resilience. A 2015 study found that people with higher levels of gratitude were more resilient after trauma, with lower rates of post-traumatic stress. That's huge for women in midlife who are often navigating big life changes and stressors.
Well, if this isn't enough of a reason to get serious about gratitude, I don't know what is.
Amen.
Okay, something we don't talk about enough is how gratitude impacts relationships.
Expressing gratitude in relationships has been shown to increase satisfaction, deepen connection, and even reduce conflict. It's like the ultimate relationship glue. Researchers at the University of Georgia found that couples who regularly expressed gratitude towards one another had stronger marriages, reported higher satisfaction, and were better able to handle challenges together. So when you thank your partner for the little things, or even a friend or a coworker, you're not just being polite, you're actively strengthening that bond.
And gratitude doesn't just make relationships better in the moment. It has ripple effects over time. Stronger connections are one of the biggest predictors of happiness and health as we age. In fact, when researchers looked at the blue zones, those regions around the world where people live the longest and healthiest lives, one of the common threads was community and connection. People who live longer don't just eat well or move their bodies daily, which are important, but they also prioritize gratitude, kindness, and those social bonds.
You know, if you think about relationships and how you feel in relationships, someone expressing gratitude to you, when someone tells you, oh, thank you for doing this or that, or thank you for whatever, anything, it feels so much better. That relationship feels better. Like, you know it. If you're sitting there thinking about it, you can think about the relationships in your life where you feel maybe appreciated, you know, like it makes a difference, right?
Exactly.
Probably a lot of midlife women feel underappreciated.
Oh,
I think that's a common thread, you know, is that when you don't feel appreciated, it doesn't feel good.
No,
right?
It doesn't. And it doesn't make you want to give the extra. You know, it makes you want to do the bare minimum because it's like no one appreciates this or notices this or, you know, whatever. So it's huge to get that little appreciation. Even just, you know, if you made dinner, hey, thanks for dinner, you know, even though it's something you got to do most nights. But just having that, like, hey, thanks for dinner. That, like, that's a hit of dopamine, you know?
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't you want to pay it forward? You know, I think about when I'm out and about and I see someone that has makeup, you know, they've done their makeup beautifully. Make sure to compliment them because I know it feels really good. Or like, hey, I love your outfit or whatever. Not just think it in your head. And that's something that I'm working on too. Like, you know, I'll notice all the things, but I won't say it. Like, oh, hey, I love your outfit or whatever it is. Make sure you tell them.
It makes a difference.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
And even for those women out there that are feeling like it's hard to extend that gratitude yourself when you feel like you aren't appreciated and you feel like unseen or, you know, you're working hard. But I'm wondering if like modeling that, wow, thank you so much for taking your dishes to the sink. Oh my God, I love how you whatever, you know, insert literally the littlest thing because this can be contagious too. So seeing if that makes a difference. And it's hard. I know it's hard to do, especially when you're feeling unappreciated or like your efforts are not seen. But when it comes to, we're going to talk in our Glow Bite about manifestation. And if we focus on the gratitude and giving it out, will that bring it back to us too? So that's just a little thought.
No, I think it does. You know, I feel like you know, we're constantly running our dishwasher, like, I mean, 2 times a day even. So I'm like, I'm constantly unloading it. And those few times that somebody else does it, I do make sure to, you know, give that appreciation because it does feel good to have somebody else do that. And, you know, a lot of what you're right, like a lot of what you do does go unnoticed, unseen. You know, there are tasks that you complete as a mother, a spouse, you know, a coworker that people don't see or notice or even know that you're doing. And, you know, when someone does take notice of that, it feels really good.
Absolutely.
Even just a small thing, you know, it doesn't have to be huge. Like, hey, thanks for unloading the dishwasher, whatever it is.
Right. And gratitude fuels connection. When you take time to notice the good and share it with others, you're creating the kind of positive, supportive environment that literally contributes to longevity even. A Harvard study on adult development, which followed people for more than 80 years, found that close relationships, not money, not status, were the #1 factor for long-term happiness and health. And gratitude is one of the easiest, most powerful ways to keep those relationships thriving.
Yes, and let's tie this to aging. People with higher gratitude levels tend to have lower rates of depression, better sleep, and even lower blood pressure. There are studies showing that gratitude can reduce markers of inflammation, which is a major driver of aging. So it's not just about feeling good, it's about protecting your body and your mind as you age.
Yeah, gratitude becomes a true longevity tool. It's accessible and it helps you build the kinds of connections and outlook that keep you not just alive longer, but living well longer. So let's bring this down to real life. Alicia, how has gratitude shown up for you in midlife?
For me, it's about slowing down and noticing the small things, like savoring my morning coffee or appreciating the chaos of family life because it means I'm surrounded by people I love. And honestly, even fashion. When I get dressed in something I love, I see it as an act of gratitude for my body and where I'm at now. Even just enjoying the sunset.
Yeah, I love that. For me, gratitude is absolutely a part of my everyday life. I mean, I typically spend the last few minutes of my morning meditation just thinking about all the things I'm grateful for and taking time to feel that appreciation in my body. And almost always coffee is a part of that because I can literally smell the delicious coffee that I'm about to enjoy while I'm meditating. But in all seriousness, I really do take time throughout my day to just appreciate my life. Going for my walks, reading books that are really inspiring, spending time connecting with my husband or family and friends, and everything in between. I'm blessed, I feel it, and that makes me think of the mantra of what you focus on grows. So if we're focused on being grateful for what we have, we're attracting more into our lives to be grateful for.
Yeah, I love that. Gratitude is a great foundation for manifesting. When you're in gratitude, you're in a higher frequency. It shifts your energy into abundance instead of lack, which is exactly the space you want to be in if you're using the law of attraction.
It's like gratitude primes the pump. When you focus on what's good, you attract more of it. And this doesn't have to be woo. It's also psychology. Gratitude literally changes your brain. When you focus on what's working instead of what's missing, you strengthen neural pathways that make optimism and problem solving your default mode. That's neuroplasticity at work. And here's the cool part. The law of attraction is really just another way of describing it. When you're in the mindset of noticing abundance, you're more likely to see opportunities, make choices, and take actions that align with what you want. Gratitude shifts you into that higher frequency. So you're not only feeling better, you're also priming your brain to recognize and attract more of the same.
Absolutely. And I've noticed that when I spend time in gratitude, I'm more open to opportunities, more creative, and even more confident in saying yes to things. It shifts your perspective.
And if you want to play with this, try pairing gratitude with visualization. Write down 3 things you're grateful for now, and then 3 things you want to call in, written as if they've already happened. It's such a powerful combo. And feel what that final scenario would feel like in your body. In the book, The Law of Attraction, they talk about how what you think about is a strong point of attraction, but how you feel is your strongest point of attraction. So if you not only visualize it, but imagine how it would feel, you're more powerful in manifesting that desire. And to go just a little bit more into this, it works the other way too. So if you are constantly in the feels of negativity, lack, scarcity, you are attracting more of that because that is your focus. You're feeling that and you're attracting to yourself what you're feeling. That is your strongest point of attraction. So trying to really pair that gratitude with visualization and the feeling that you want to call in of that thing is a really powerful manifestation tool. So let's get practical. How can midlife women actually weave gratitude into their everyday lives?
One of the classics, gratitude journaling. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. And the key is to be specific. Instead of just saying family, maybe write the laugh I shared with my daughter on the drive to school.
And if journaling isn't your thing, try a gratitude jar. Keep slips of paper nearby, and whenever something good happens, write it down and toss it in. At the end of the year, or whenever you need a boost, you've got this jar full of reminders.
I love that. Another one I love is actually telling people. We talked about this a little bit before. Text a friend to say, I'm grateful for you. Or thank your partner for something specific they did. Gratitude is powerful when it's shared.
You can also build gratitude into your rituals. During your skincare routine, thank your body for all it's done. While sipping your morning mineral water, reflect on something you're looking forward to. Gratitude doesn't have to be a separate thing. It can weave into what you're already doing.
And I love the idea of pairing gratitude with movement. Going for a walk and noticing things you're grateful for along the way, like the crisp fall air, the colors of the leaves, or even just the fact your body is carrying you. Okay, let's tackle some common questions women might have about gratitude.
Number 1, what if I don't feel grateful right now? Totally fair. Start small. Gratitude doesn't have to be for the big things. It could be, but it could also be, I'm grateful for warm socks, or I'm grateful my coffee didn't spill this morning.
You never want to waste a sip, that's for sure. Second, does gratitude mean ignoring hard stuff? Absolutely not. Gratitude can coexist with grief, stress, or challenges. It's not toxic positivity. It's just a reminder that even in the middle of struggle, good things can still exist.
I feel like Dad was the perfect display of this because even when he got a terminal cancer diagnosis and knew he was going to die in a matter of weeks, he still couldn't stop saying how grateful he was for the beautiful life that he had lived. Not only is gratitude possible in the midst of challenges or difficult times, but it might even be more important during those times, right? Because it helps pull you out of despair and negativity and brings you back to what matters.
And third, how do I make it a habit? My favorite way is to anchor it to something you already do, like brushing your teeth, pouring your coffee, or getting into bed at night. Just ask yourself, what am I grateful for right now?
We love a good habit stack.
You betcha. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in our own life and world and forget about others. And when you get wrapped up in the monotony of the day and your task list, it's so easy to forget about the important people in your life. But when you take the time and connect or tell them how much you love them or love hanging out with them, or you're grateful for any number of things about them, it not only makes your day, but it makes their day too.
Yes, gratitude is contagious. We talked in our energy episode about the fact that your heart has an electromagnetic field that extends 3 feet from your body. So when you're in the frequency of gratitude and you're exuding that kind of energy, you raise the vibration of everyone around you too. It's a great space to be in. So maybe that's a call to action for all of us, to notice the type of energy we're sharing with others. If you find yourself in a negative space or feeling off, just use gratitude for anything in your life to bring your energy back into alignment with how you want to feel. If we all did this, think about how much happier and more positive our world would be to live in. But it has to start with us.
So as we wrap this up, here's the bottom line. Gratitude is both a mindset and a practice. It's free, it's simple, and it changes how you feel in your body and your life.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Gratitude grows with practice.
So this week we challenge you to start your own gratitude ritual. Write down one thing each day you're grateful for, or say it out loud to someone in your life.
And if you want some inspiration for rituals that support your energy, hormones, and mood, don't forget to download our Daily Glow Rituals Guide. We'll link it in the show notes.
We'd also love to hear from you. Let us know what you're grateful for today on TikTok or YouTube at Midlife and Glowing.
Thanks for joining us today, and here's to a month full of gratitude and glow.